Good afternoon. My name is Larry Klayman. You know me as the founder of both Freedom Watch and before that Judicial Watch. I'm currently the chairman and general counsel of Freedom Watch. And you can find us at www.freedomwatchusa.org. We hope that you'll support us. We're the mouse that roared. I want to talk about this recent uptick in anti-Semitism. A huge amount of anti-Semitic acts happening not just with regard to threats to Jewish community centers, but also cemeteries. And in fact, the latest attack on a Jewish cemetery occurred in Philadelphia, and my grandmother, Yetta Goldberg, is buried in that cemetery. I've been trying to get through to see whether her grave was vandalized. I'm having people make an inquiry there because the phone is flooded and no one's returning calls. And I'm far away from Philadelphia at this time. But let me tell you, as someone who's both a Jew and a Christian, I feel very strongly about my Jewish heritage. I'm a Zionist. I'm a strong supporter of the state of Israel. I believe that Israel's fate is tied to the United States' fate. This is the Holy Land, the place where Moses and Jesus were born, walked, and created the legacy of Judeo-Christian heritage and the dual religions. This uptick in anti-Semitism is something which President Obama, now that he's in private practice, so to speak, he's practicing how to destabilize this country. And even when he was president, never talked about anti-Semitism. In fact, he said nothing in the last 2 weeks. His anti-Semitic actions, and of course, his name is Barack Hussein Obama. I believe that he identifies more with his Muslim half than he does with his alleged Christian half. And frankly, it's an outrage that he can speak out rightfully about prejudice with regard to other minorities, but will not talk about the anti-Semitism towards Jews in this country, which frankly, in terms of number of hate crimes, is much higher than it is against African Americans and always has been. But there's another aspect of this uptick in anti-Semitism, and I believe that the Jewish left, their attitude and their approach has triggered extremist groups and perhaps the Muslims themselves, some in the Muslim community, to commit these acts against Jewish community centers and cemeteries. The Jewish left, led by the likes of the Anti-Defamation League, which claims that they're for Jewish people and to eliminate discrimination, in the past has basically just been a fundraising operation, and I have personal experience with that. You can see that. I talk about it in the book that I wrote, Horrors, Why and How I Came to Fight the Establishment. You can find that at Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. But they're a hypocritical bunch. And they, along with the minority leader in the Senate, Chuck Schumer, the Hollywood left, which is composed of a lot of Jewish actors and actresses who have come out and tried to destroy the presidency of Donald Trump before it even gets started. I believe that this may have triggered their desire to destroy Trump, a reaction from extremist groups in this country who, not because Trump is an extremist, but because they wanted to see some change in this country. I don't associate President Trump with him at all. I believe that the Jewish left is the likely cause of this rise in anti-Semitism because some people in our society see it, frankly, as not loyal to our country, because what they're advocating here is to allow Muslims from terrorist states into this country willy-nilly without protecting the citizens of the United States, and they're trying to destroy the Trump presidency. I do not support anti-Semitism. I fight against it. I myself am a victim by it. I actually experienced it as a young man at Duke University, where there were very few Jews at the time. But I got to tell you, I think the Jewish left is probably one of the worst enemies of the Jewish people in general. And I want to make that clear, because as a Jew, I can say that. Other people won't say that. And it's time for people like Chuck Schumer, the minority leader of the Senate, who frankly dissed President Trump's speech after he held out a hand of peace last night. The Anti-Defamation League, which has supported Muslim groups in wanting to have Muslims come in from terrorist countries. I believe it's a reaction to that. So Jewish left, if you want to eliminate this anti-Semitic backlash, start behaving responsibly and start, frankly, being loyal to this country. God bless you. God bless America. God save America. Have a nice day.